The fires in Australia are showing no sign of letting up and are said to be going to get worse. So far, they've burnt down most of New South Wales, most of Victoria, huge fires in South Australia, and they have murdered over 1 billion of our beautiful little animals, 30,000 koalas on Kangaroo Island alone. Folks, the boys are doing this, and you're about to see how and why they're doing it. And you can go peacefully, but you better go quickly, because we'll do it any way we can, and we'll release the guns if we have to. But either way you look at it, Scott Morrison and you parasites in Canberra, the people are coming. You're fucked.
The size and the scope and the range of the Australian fires continues. They're talking about evacuating 1.5 million people now as they put in the agenda for their smart cities and to eliminate the people, but not just the people, folks. Look at this. They're going to kill over thousands of camels because of their flatulence, because they drink too much water, because allegedly Australia's in a drought, a climate change drought, which anything but, which we're going to prove. But folks, if you can't get concerned about the loss of the people while the Australian Open is still going on and everything's fine, how about the animals that are being literally torched? This poor little animal tried to get through a fence that had become electrified due to the directed energy weapons and was fried. The animals and the loss of life is incredible, and it's not just above the people, but it's the weather manipulation that is beyond shadow of a doubt is occurring now. Watch these videos.
They're very hot here. Now I want you to see these fires over here, all the microwave activity happening in here, popcorn cloud, all that microwaves from the satellites, I'm thinking. I'm sure if I'm doing that wrong, someone will tell me. Here you go, look at all those waves. Not good, driving that weather away from the fires. Now you look here at this weather here, radio waves right in here. Look at them. Look at those waves. Driving that weather, that rain and everything away from the fires. Okay, now look over here. More microwaves. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at all those waves. Okay, not natural. And look how it's driving that cloud away. Invisible popcorn cloud, that's what they call it. Okay, now what I wanted to show you as well is over here in this system here. Now if you look at the loop, it shows a rectangle at the eye. Okay, they don't do rectangles. Okay, look at this. Squares, rectangles, doesn't happen in nature. Okay, it's round normally. But I'm watching to see what this area is going to do in the future. I'm not too sure. I'm sure other people that are a bit more experienced in this type of thing will know better than me. But I'm trying to show you what I'm observing on the satellite live from everything that you can see.
And here's from the excellent work of Mike Morales, Weather Modification Advisory Committee, telling you they're modifying the weather, showing you, proving that the weather is being manipulated. The cold hard facts are that they could be putting out these fires at will with their many, many rain-making devices available to them, yet they're causing the drought, they're causing the water shortages, and they're torching and burning the people out and killing the wildlife. This is the Luciferian set the world on fire Jesuit agenda in action.
Just get on to Mr. Fletcher. Another question on the in an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Could you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilize it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn it.
So yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As bizarre as that sounds, when if somebody had told me that that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. As bizarre as that is, I would say that weather wars, and this is quoting actually Senator Claiborne Pell himself, that they are the greatest weapon ever created in the world, and that's the Senator's own statement. So yes, I do stand on that.
Thank you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Weather weapons are the most dangerous weapons that they have, and they're using them in full force. I was going to try to do a streamline scene. I may hit the wrong scene. Let me just see if this is it. This may not be it, but we'll try it.
And high winds continued to batter California today. Power was knocked out in parts of Riverside County in Southern California.
All right, here we go.
We've had a lot of cases where we were seeding storms that had no business being seeded. We were just kind of throwing darts, and we were seeing responses to some of those. So we are learning that maybe there's more opportunity with some of these. Maybe we don't even need to have a rain cloud. We could go work cumulocongested clouds that aren't really precipitating yet. And if it has inflow, maybe we could get something to work. Year one, we had the air tractor that the USDA provided, so dosaging was a lot better. We were getting about 40 to 45 gallons per cloud. That aircraft wasn't available in year two, so we...
So there you go. Yeah, the other clip I started to play was, you know, they're cloud seeding in California all the time. They have ground-based cloud seeders going all the time. So to say they need a certain type of cloud is a complete lie. And also, to say that they can't get the moisture in there is complete BS. This is all an engineered drought. They drought out every country before every war or before the takeover. They drought them out to cause the chaos with the food. And then, you know, military comes in or however they want to do it. But it happens almost the same way every single time. And like I said, there's a company right here in Australia that can steer the atmospheric river. We're going to have to play that clip real quick too.
We can bring in the oceanic rain, and we need to be conscious it's not about delivering rain on land, it's about nurturing a rain system that can promote agriculture and protect the people involved. So in all cases we want to make sure we don't get flooding, but we can deliver timely rain in a gentle soaking manner into agricultural targets. Technology relies on a signal that we're able to generate that triggers a response from atmospheric patterns. So we're able to observe this using satellite meteorology, extensively available now to everyone who's got access to broadband internet. But we're able to utilize that signal sent in sequence to generate a incremental deviation in the flow path of these oceanic atmospheric rivers. So the source is the ocean, of course. The vapor, precipitable moisture flow is in the atmosphere. The winds drive this with the pressure systems adjusting the path of least resistance. But our technology is able to interface that and hack into it, if you like, and makes micro adjustments to allow deviations to occur in the flow pathways. And this is how we broke the drought in Australia in 2005. This is how we put out the fires of Victoria from Black Saturday in 2009. This is how we delivered rain in the desert in Saudi Arabia in 2007 and snow for the first time in history in 2004 in the United Arab Emirates. There's been other projects above the radar and some under the radar, but today for the first time we're putting our hand up in front of the media to say this is available. We're going to run this project here to break the drought in the Horn of Africa. We're meeting with Cabinet, Federal Cabinet for Kenya and the Prime Minister and other parties and authorities in the region. We've met extensively with United Nations teams and agencies, and we're planning to do this in the most careful manner. Firstly, to bring some gentle rain in to give food for the cattle and the livestock, so milk can be produced, so that human survivability can go up. Once that survivability's gone up, then we can look at more substantial rains that can be suitable for crop.
What is this technology?
Essentially, we're drawing oceanic rain systems that exist over the oceans into geographic targets, into our agricultural areas. The technology uses electromagnetics, so we're not interfering with the atmosphere or with the environment. We're not damaging it. We're not using chemicals fired through rockets like other technologies use. We use a very gentle but powerful technology, launching electromagnetics into the atmosphere to modify the flow of the weather system over the ocean and drawing it into a target. So
if for any of you that still doubt the weather's being modified on a grand scale on a regular basis all over the world, just go to this website called weathermodification.com. Weather Modification Inc. We see potential. When most people look up, they see clouds. No, I see you geoengineering, spraying us like bugs and ruining the future for all life is what I see, you scumbags that are knowingly doing this. They're out of North Dakota here. And if you take on their clients and projects list, it's no small group that they're doing this through. Look at all the countries from A to Z where they have precipitation, meteorological spraying, geoengineered weather that they're conducting. And look at the United States. Look at all the areas: Nevada, Edwards Space, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Santa Barbara, Sonoma Technology Inc. Do you think you guys had a hand in the directed energy weapons attacks? Well, maybe we should go visit you and find out for ourselves. All of you that work for these companies and are staying silent and allowing this to happen, shame. Shame on you all. But here's the evidence, folks. You can't, they use the weather to steer it with the NEXRAD radar systems. They call it NOAA for a reason. National Oceanic Administration, NOAA, get it, the floods, They play games with us. And they have the radar systems, they have the aircraft, they have the hidden technology. Oh, built for success. No, built for aerosol spraying us like freaking bugs. And they also have VIP transports, photographic equipment. This is all being funded by the government. That's acknowledging and helping and providing for the money for them to spray us like bugs and to manipulate the weather at will and to create the directed energy attacks. These are the companies that are involved with it all. And again, they've been modifying the weather for a very long time. This was a post from a lady who I used her information and I posted it. And she filed a copyright strike against me, calling me a parasite for trying to get the information out to share that the weather's being modified from her work. Don't understand it, don't get it. Further proof is evident. Weather modifications have been going on for a very, very long time, and it's being intensified. Moore from Intel said technology doubles every year. What do you think the weather modification abilities are when they can modify the weather with the technology, with the D-Wave computers, with the NEXRAD systems, with the wet surface air coolers, with the Silver Lining Project? Yeah, it's a big, big business when they have weather derivatives markets. And this is the Silver Lining Project. They park out in the oceans and they use the ocean water, as you heard him testify, using the ocean's water to create the water vapors, and then use the barium in the aluminum particles to steer the weather and create the rain if they want, or the drought if they want. This is all part of the Bill Gates from hell funding to spray us like bugs, to control the weather and manipulate at will for their agenda. Can you remain silent while all this is happening? Here's a piece I did on the Silver Lining Project with the former weather wars. Don't know what happened to him. But this explains it a little further about the Silver Lining Project and how it operates off the West Coast back in 2017.
3 to 5 inches, guys, in such a short period of time, there is going to be more flooding and much more damage.
As always, the simple and logical question is, how can this be? How can so much rain fall in such a short amount of time? Longtime Weather War 101 viewers already know the answer to that question.
The people are coming. You're fucked. And Jamie, my brother, from A Plain Truth for You, thank you for this information. I cannot thank you enough.